Hey, happy Thursday. Okay, so today we're going to talk about how to increase your visibility and become a recognized authority in your field. So, as change makers, as way weavers, as transformational leaders, we all know the necessity of essentially becoming visible, becoming known, becoming recognized in this noisy and really busy landscape. So today I'm going to share with you two ways, two parts that I believe matter most in becoming recognized as that authority and, dare I say, becoming famous in your field. And as the way I work with all my clients in all my work, this is set up that I'm going to first give you a very strategic step, and then I'm going to give you a step that's more based on the inner work of feeling safe enough to be seen, to be bold, to show up in your power. Hey, sovereign entrepreneurs, thank you for joining me today. How are you doing? So glad you're here. I'm glad you found this. Say hi to me. Let me know where you're watching this from. I'm Ilsa Comtier. I'm a spiritual nerd, a licensed psychotherapist. I've been in private practice for over 15 years. I'm an energy alchemist and a business mentor. I essentially help soulful entrepreneurs and transformational leaders succeed in a way that totally honors them and really aligns with their unique rhythm and their unique style. I marry super simple business strategies with deep inner work and nervous system regulation and expansion practices so that you can receive more of everything you want. More clients, more money, more visibility, and also so that you can receive all of that with a lot more ease, a lot more joy, more speed, and more simplicity, and essentially without getting in your own way. I help you succeed in a way that's totally aligned with you, honors you, and is aligned and honors your unique rhythm and your unique style so that you can grow, you can scale without stressing, second guessing, spinning, or sabotaging. So my first invite to you before I get started on this live and these two steps is, if you want to work with a coach that marries super simple business growth strategies with deep inner work and focuses on wholeness as well as success, then I'm your girl. And I offer a complimentary one-on-one breakthrough hour where you and I identify your main nervous system block, and we figure out a custom roadmap to serving more clients and making more money in a way that's going to really honor you and significantly expand your capacity to receive and bring in money and bring in clients and hold on to that. So let's get, and by the way, if you want that, then just DM me or put breakthrough in the comments and I will send you the link. So here are the two steps to becoming recognized as an authority in your field. And this is the first step, is strategic. This is what you need to do on a strategic space to be able to do that. I call this find your golden thread. Sometimes I'll refer it as your red thread. Essentially, when you work with clients, if you're like me, if you're like most of my clients, you work on a lot of different things. There's a lot of different ways that you can support your clients into transformation, into growth, into expansion. But for you to become well known and for you to become recognized as an authority, your knowledge has to focus on something specific. Now, I'm not talking about niching down. This is not what I'm talking about. I'm not inviting you to niche down at all. But I'm inviting you to look at what is the thread that goes through your work that you can talk about over and over, that you want to become known for. What is the one thing that you want to become known for? You want one thing that is going to hook people's attention, and one thing that when they think of you, they think of that thing. Like literally that thing and you are linked. Meanwhile, when you work with clients, your work is gonna ripple, you're gonna work on whatever it is that they need. When you have that one thing and you know what that is, and I'm going to give you 3 things to look at to figure out what is that thing. But when you have that one thing, you want to include it in your bio. You want to include it in your message. You want to include it in your elevator speech. You want to create maybe like one really dialed in talk or a workshop, a lead magnet that really encompasses this one thing. When you have this one thing, it is what people will start associating you with. That's when you start getting referrals. That's when you start getting people reach out to you and ask for you to do a talk or a presentation in their group, on their podcast, in their summit, because now you're known for that one thing. So here are 3 things that you can ask yourself to try to figure out what that one thing is, your golden thread. So what's one thing that comes back over and over in your work? Essentially the thing you always end up talking to with clients, the thing most clients end up needing as they work with you. It's like the thing that comes back over and over. It is almost a foundation of everything else you do. That thing is the most important, or is the thing that always comes back, even if they need other things. So that's one way you can start to figure out what that thread is. Another thing you can look at is, what's the one thing that makes you totally different than other people? So, and I mean in your industry, like what's something that sets you apart? What's something that makes your work better or different or faster? What's one thing that if your clients have worked with other people and they haven't gotten results, with you they will get results because this particular step or this particular thing that you are adding into your work that other people are not adding into their work, or not many people are adding into their work, or they're not making it enough of an important aspect of their work. So I'm going to give you a personal example. Nervous system expansion work is one of my things. So I do a lot of strategy with my clients. I do a lot of figuring out what's the strategy that's going to work for them. I do a lot of figuring out how to work strategies, how to create retreats, how to really pinpoint their message, their golden thread, what's their message that's going to captivate people. And then the thing I do on the other side of that people don't talk about a whole lot is increasing our capacity to hold what it is that we want to create. And that is all in the body, that is all in the nervous system. So what I want to do as part of my red thread, as part of my message, is to be able to talk a lot about the nervous system, because it is, everybody as a business mentor talks about getting more clients. Everybody talks about the 5-step to this, 10K months this. Everybody's doing that. What business mentors are not doing, they're not showing or talking to their people about how the nervous system is essentially what's going to decide whether the strategy they use is successful or not. If they're blocked, if they have a receiving wound, if they have a visibility wound, and I'm going to talk about that in the next piece. Anything they do is going to come from a contracted nervous system, which is then going to keep them stuck and is not going to bring the results. You can't get expansion from contraction. You can only enter into an expanded state and then your results become expanded. So nervous system work, essentially teaching people how to get regulated and how to expand so that their nervous system is expanded and is in alignment with what they want to create, is one of the things that makes me different than everybody else. So I want to make sure that I talk about it a lot so that I get differentiated from other business mentors out there. So that's one thing. What sets you apart? That's number 2. The third thing to figure out what your golden thread is what's the one thing you love to talk about? What's the one thing that you're so passionate about in your work that you could talk about it forever, that you always feel excited to talk about it? Those 3 things should allow you to figure out what that one thing is. And it's a combination, usually it's a combination of those 3. It's a combination of things you always end up doing with people. It's a combination of something that makes you a little different, and something that you really love to do and you're really excited and you really believe in. So you want to get known, you want to have more opportunities in your work. You need to set yourself apart. You need to position yourself in a slightly different way. And that golden thread is the way to do that. Once you have that, honestly, bring it up in some way, shape, or form in almost every piece of content you do. Every time you talk to somebody, bring it up. Every time you do your elevator speech, or you go to a networking event, bring it up. Find a way that when people think of this issue or think of this transformation, they think of you. So that's step one, or that's one way to really grow your recognition, to become famous in your field in some ways. Number two, and this I brought up a little bit, is do the nervous system work around expansion, and so that you can claim your innate power, so that you can claim your certainty around this, so that you can claim your confidence. When we're talking about becoming well-known, becoming recognized in your field, becoming an authority, we're really talking about visibility. And as soulful entrepreneurs, as transformational leaders, a lot of us are very sensitive. And there's a wound there. There is visibility wound. It's not safe to be seen block. That is absolutely, yes, it's in your mind, like you might be aware of it, but it's in your body. Like working it in your mind by simply having affirmations and trying to change your thoughts, trying to even visualize you being visible is not going to do it. You have to go to the core, to the seed, the root of the wound. For a lot of us who are transformational leaders, there's something like the witch wound, something that says if you show up too boldly, you're going to have negative side effects. If you attract attention, you're going to get negative attention. If you dare to claim your power and to be different, you're going to get rejected, you're going to get criticized, you're going to get judged at best, or you're going to get ostracized and attacked at worst. This is so fundamental to becoming a lighthouse that you can't thrive. You can't attract more clients. You can't make more money until it is met. It is so much part of the receiving wound that keeps our nervous system in contraction, because that contraction keeps you safe, essentially. So step two is you really want to recognize how being bold about what you do, showing up, sharing, making invitations, how that contracts in your body. And that's going to be a sign that there's something within you that says that being well known, being an authority, being recognized and visible is dangerous. And if you have that, no strategies will work. That's part of what I talk about a lot, is you can know exactly what to do. You can have the perfect message. If your nervous system is shut down, what happens is when you're in conversations with others, either like this on a live or in direct conversation, the contraction within you will actually trigger contraction in them. As nervous system, as bodies, were wired that way, like tuning forks, like strings who essentially resonate at the same speed. If you are contracted, the mirror neurons in your potential clients, in your audience, will start to sense that contraction and they will contract. And what happens then is they don't quite know why, but they feel like they're not resonating with you. That is because your nervous system is not in a place of expansion. That subtle contraction shows up in everything we do. It shows up in how we subtly dim our lights. It shows up in how you're going to play small or stay silent, or you're not going to show up powerfully, or you're going to minimize how amazing your work is, or the kind of results you've gotten for clients. It's going to show up in all sorts of ways that essentially are going to be out of alignment with being seen. So the work here, part of the work is, as you decide that you're leveling up in your business, that you want more clients, that you want to charge a higher fee, that you want to be known, that you want to have more visibility, more engagement, all of those things, that you want to grow your audience, what you have to do is you have to start meeting the contraction that happens in your body as you start moving in that direction. And you essentially start to heal and relax and regulate the nervous system to calibrate for that next level of expansion. And it's a dance. It's literally a circular spiral of growth. So as you relax and regulate the nervous system, you start being able to hold an expanded level. But the moment you expand, then your nervous system gets triggered all over again. So then you literally have to do that spiral again, where you're back into relaxing, regulating, healing the wounds, the parts of us that say, hey, it's not safe to be that big. It's not safe to be that visible. It's not safe to have that much. It's not safe to ask that much. So the moment your nervous system, we're back in regulation, we're back in relaxation, then we start expanding again into that next level. And then again, our nervous system gets triggered. And so it's a dance to back and forth that you have to do. You don't just do the nervous system work once and then you're in that next level. The moment you're in that next level, you're either going to fall back into an old pattern, or you're never going to be, that's going to be your next ceiling. That's going to be your next place where you can't move past, your next upper limit. So we're always meeting the contraction as it shows up and moving slowly into expansion. And then when we're in expanded state and we're starting to move into an expanded reality, an expanded paradigm, our next level in our business and our lives, and we see that our nervous system is again contracting, then we move back into expansion. And I have a few practices I do, but one specifically that I call hatching, where I literally teach my clients how to do that, how to hold more and relax with holding more. Because here's the trick. It's not just about being able to receive more clients, more money, more visibility. It's about being able to receive more with more ease, with more joy, with more simplicity. Because we can all receive more by hustling and striving and all of that crap. No one wants that. Who wants to do that? Not me, that's for sure. So this isn't just about being able to bring in more and keep more and hold more. This is about being able to do it in a way that feels more easeful, more joyful, more fulfilling, faster. That's all nervous system work. So let me recap. You want more recognition. You want to almost become famous. And I want you to pay attention to how that word feels in your nervous system. You're going to feel the contraction. Most of you are. I feel the contraction. I almost put the word famous in the title of this live, and I was like, I don't dare put famous. Like that's a little icky. That is a contraction. The word famous in of itself is neutral. The fact that my system is reacting to it shows me that I have a nervous system block there, that I'm in need of expansion and regulation when it comes to this concept of being famous. Because that's what it is. When you have a huge audience, when you have people who want to do interviews with you, or have you on their podcast, or in their summit, or in their giveaway, when you have clients who come to you, there is a certain level in your field, at least, of being known, being famous. So we have to be willing to, again, hold that and expand and heal the part of us that's afraid of that. So to become recognized as an authority in your field, you want to discover the golden thread of your work, and you want to discover what is the one thing that makes you unique, makes you different, that you love to talk about, that positions you in a different way to compared to everybody else who does that. That thing is usually something you love to talk about, something you feel is super powerful, something you feel other practitioners or other leaders are leaving out or not focusing on enough. It tends to be something that comes back over and over when you're working with clients. Once you have that red thread, you want to do a lot of your marketing around it. You want to put a lot of your content, make sure that all your content has the essence of that in it or talks about it in some way. You want to have a powerful lead magnet that's related to it. You want to have a powerful talk that you could do on a podcast or you could do anywhere in somebody else's Facebook group around it. You want to have enough of your marketing, of your content that's around it, that when people hear that thing, they think of you, or when they hear your name, they think of that. Does that make sense? So that's the first step, is find your golden thread and really weave your business around it. One talk, one topic, one focus. That doesn't mean you don't do other things. That doesn't mean you don't talk about other things. Obviously, I talk a lot about other things myself, and we are multifaceted beings and multifaceted in the way we work with people. So you are going to talk about other things, but always find a way to bring it back to that. Always find a way to remind people that this is how you're different, that this is what really matters. Number 2 is do the nervous system expansion work, especially around visibility, especially around recognition, because you cannot grow your impact without healing the contraction, the constriction within your nervous system that says it's not safe to be seen. It's not safe. I will bring in judgment, criticism. I will be ostracized. I will be attacked if I'm too bold, if I'm too out there, if I'm too different, and if people know I exist. You might not have that consciously in your mind, but if you're sensitive, if you're soulful, if you're here to change the world, if you're a change maker, a way weaver, I guarantee you it's inside you. If you're a catalyst of transformation, of change, it's inside you. If you're a healer in some ways, it's inside you. It's inside you from generations on. So doing the expansion work where you're literally moving your nervous system to calibrate to more and more visibility, to calibrate to being able to be seen more and more, and to relax in that, to expand in that. So those are the 2 most powerful steps to becoming well known, to becoming recognized, to becoming and positioning yourself as an authority in your field. And it is something you absolutely need to start having the impact you want to have in the world and to start making the money you want to make. So if you're ready to work with a coach that marries both super simple business growth strategies with deep inner work, with nervous system expansion and regulation work, and that focuses both on wholeness as well as success, actually sees wholeness as the path to success, then I want to invite you to hop on my complimentary breakthrough hour. This is an hour of you and I talking to see what main nervous system blocks are holding you back, are getting in your way, and creating a roadmap, a custom roadmap to serving more clients, having more visibility, making more money in your business in a way that totally honors you and significantly expands your capacity to receive and to hold that growth and that abundance with a lot more ease, a lot more joy. So if you want to experience that with me and chat with me, you can DM me, or you can put comment breakthrough in the comments, and I will reach out to you with the link. I hope this was helpful for you. I know you've got big things you want to accomplish and that you're here to impact the world in a powerful way. And I want to help you do that with as much ease and as much ripple as possible. All right. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your week and weekend. I will talk to you soon. Bye.